Hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. So we have some more MSQ today. Before we get into that, I think we are going to do our roulette. So what class should we play? Let's keep pushing our summoner up. I know we need to go get our rogue and thaumaturge moving again, but I feel like playing a summoner. Not journal. There's an argument to be made that I should be playing this level in this class as a healer, because like conjurers have, you know, dual XP, but I don't really know how to heal on my scholar yet. Maybe I should try to figure it out, but not today. That's not the thing we're doing. Not our problem right now. Let's do some hunts while we wait. We'll come back to Rising Stones in a bit. No, that's not the right thing. This one. Alright, so that's not gonna help. Do we need anything in Moenbryda? We need a Nyx and a 5th cohort L'Aquarius. Nyx are frogs, right? Right here. I went the wrong way. This is where people do their leaves. There's the frogs. Yeah. Come back here. You're about to grab me? Oh no, you didn't grab me. Maybe you did try to grab me, but you couldn't pull me across the gap. Oh, what a shame for you. Oh, because I started to cast it, now I can't continue. I got like interrupted. Oh, we're gonna get double pulled, aren't we? Yep. Dum-ba-da-dum. Alright, the other one was some soldier. The ones with the spears, I think? No, those are the Equus. The Aquariuses are the... They are marauders. Let's see if there's some more inside. Equus, Hopa, Hoplexus, whatever it is. There's one. And that's all we need here. Let's go see if there was anything we needed in Kurthus, and then we'll start warping around. Or probably we'll just get in queue. I have to confess, it's been a few days since I played this. I took a bit of a break. I wasn't quite in the mood for talking. But hopefully things will turn out better. I'm hopeful. What do I need here? I need Nadalin Watwolves. Past the observatorium. Bum, bum. Dum, dum, bum, bum. No, actually they're over there. My bad. East of Dragonhead, I should have just warped there. Whatever. Oh my. We almost died. I guess it is quite higher level than us. This is obviously the crystal for hard mode Garuda, but I don't think we have that yet. I wonder why not. We have other stuff. A little messing up my bars a little bit. Don't have my accustomed practice. One more wolf. Oh, never mind. Let's make sure we don't respawn right here and die immediately. Interesting thing about Summoner is I don't feel I'm most powerful when all my cooldowns are up. I feel I'm most powerful when I'm like halfway through my rotation, because I want my gems up so I can do my summons. But you don't have those right at the beginning. You have to actually use an ability and then cast for a bit. Come on. Oh, it doesn't let me get in a little floating thing? That's disappointing. Well, should I just kill another wolf? I guess. In the moment we attack. Heh. Not the moment, but pretty close. Ah, okay. We don't do this one very often. Our tank is a... what is that, Marauder? And our healer... I don't know what that is either. Is that Scholar? No. That's not one of the healer icons. Maybe that's an early Conjurer. And the other one's just like me. Another summoner. Oh, I figured out why we're having so much trouble healing as a white mage lately. It's because our gear sucks. It's because the level 50 has like an entire eye level range, and we're at the low part of that eye level range. There'll be a catch-up point, I'm sure, when we get to the next expansion. But yeah, until then, the scaling is not our friend. We really do need to upgrade our pets, because it's just embarrassing us that we don't have just regular carbuncles. Although it wouldn't matter at this level, I suppose. But still, it's the principle of the thing. It's like how I'd be embarrassed to bring my thaumaturge at level 35 into a dungeon. Because go get your crystal, stupid noob. Making a little few mistakes, but that's okay. I'm allowed to make a few mistakes. Thank God. So we have to watch out for people getting bubbled, right? That's the thing here. Like me. And then the big thing swoops down. And he's gone. I'm getting a random speed buff. I'm not quite sure what it's from. Must be from the healer. That's a pretty flower. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Awesome. That's my name! Get out of the way before we get attacked. Okay. And we'll do a quick guild test. Let me just find somewhere I can land and I'm safe. Alright, where should we hunt now? Eastern Thailand. Sure, we'll start in Eastern Thailand. Da, da, ba, da, 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 da. Am I even recording? I am. Good. So all we need are these quartz doblins. So, I feel like there's a gap in our rotation. So, when we do our energy drain, we get those 2 charges, and we can only spend them on single target skills. And so it's kind of like on our bard when we only have bloodletter. When we're doing our AOE rotation, it feels like I don't have anything to do there, or rather that I'm like forgetting to do something. Hopefully, they give us an AOE version of that spell. we'll just step into Thanalan real quick and see if they want me to kill anything in Zanaric or whatever it's called. Zanrak. Yeah, Zaharak Battle Drake. And I have quests here. From way down there. Okay. Level 47, so I can't do them yet, but let's make sure to do them. Or one of them was down there. Where's the other one? Okay. Matt, it's not that big of a deal. There's so few quests left in the 1 to 50 range, and we have several classes to push through that range. Someone will get it. No reason to bother pushing. Alright, it's one of these Moenbryda types. Right? No, it's a Lakobi. No, it's a Battle Drake. That. There we go. You better not see me, fortune teller, or I'm gonna be in trouble. Don't hit it. Don't hit it. Good. I don't think we're gonna do this in 10 seconds, so too bad. There we go. Really? That was Western Thailand? Yeah. I assumed it was up near Blue Fog, but no. Oops. He has curved swords. Curved swords. Wow, this is a long wait time. I thought guild house were really fast, but I guess I'm wrong. Maybe I'm getting spoiled by queuing as a healer. Like, the XP for this is not going to be worth the wait if we were just sitting around doing nothing. That we're actually making use of the time is, you know... It's a mitigating factor. The misses on our big spells are very sad. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bum, 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 bum. Isle of Umbra in western La Nosha is the way to say it. We've been saying it wrong this entire time. Oh, we can't warp while doing that. Commence. That outfit is a little... yeah. That person looks like me. Or at least they're wearing the same robe I am. Exercising the right. Because I do have the right. I do. Yeah, just because we're just finish up our hunts, just because, you know, I'm kind of in the mood. So, to Airport. So it's the birds. They're like way over here in the little bay. Simple enough. I still like this class as a DPS class. Like I imagine, well, no, I don't know, but it doesn't feel like anything else I've played. You know, oh, maybe a little bit like Samurai, a little, but backwards, if that makes sense. I guess what I'm saying is that like for example, my Bard and my Rogue feel very similar. And my Monk and my Dragoon feel very similar. They're like, once you know how to play one, you know how to play the other. The Thaumaturge is a little different. They seem a little different. And the Arcanist and the Summoner feel very different from the others. What am I doing? I'm going beyond this into the spawning grounds. Looking for axolotls. Looking but not finding. Ah, there they are. Excuse me. Alright, what else do we need? Lark's Call, Earth's Gift, Proud Creek. Excuse me. What is it that I need? A Nixel? Yeah, no, the wolves, of course. Oops, one more left. It's a little quiet. Ouch. I should have moved out of that one. There we go. So, wild hogs. Over here-ish. It keeps saying that the entire time. Of all the parties recruiting, all match your search conditions. I don't have any conditions, so that's not surprising. But why isn't it notifying me of this? I'm not looking for a party. I think I must have turned something on at some point, and it's just been spamming my chat log ever since. Nope, not you. Alright. Nothing else here, right? Nope. Third cohort, L'Aquarius. I think those are the ones in the very far east of Lark's Call. Right where that fate is. In fact, that fate might be them. No, these are Imperial engineers. But those are them. There we go. Bump on a log! That's all of them, right? That's the entire hunting log. Yep. 44 to 50 we'll have to just to get from pure dungeons or something. Alright, let's go back to our white mage. And go back to Moenbryda. So it felt like we just finished up a content patch. I'm not sure, but that's my impression. And this should be like an entirely new thing. Like, we just did this thing where we had to go through Kurthus, and we did a new dungeon. Snow Cloak? Snow something? As you may recall, Iceheart used the Aetheryte in the depths of Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctuary of some description. It's there that we suspect she means to summon Shiva, using the crystals she stole from the House Fortome caravan. The heretics believe they are bringing about the second coming of their patron saint, but if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems likely the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice to say, that must be stopped. And stop them we shall. But first we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be a simple matter to tap into the established Ethernet and follow our query. However, despite our efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position of the Aetheryte to which she teleported. Our prevailing theory is she destroyed the second Aetheryte upon arrival, a reckless, desperate measure, but an effective one. After discussing the matter at length with Urianger, we've concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution. Which is why we called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise, a colleague of ours who is currently en route to the Revenant's Toll from Charlian. He should be arriving within the hour. Maybe we can welcome her together. I'm certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let's make our way to the northern gates and await her coming. And Philly is actually leaving her desk that she always hides behind. That's a mean way to put that. She doesn't hide behind that, she's in charge. But she rarely leaves the room. Ah, well. Hello, Moenbryda. I'll wait with you. She is very tall.
Moenbryda, am I right?
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Moenbryda is an accomplished Charlian scholar and an authority on Aetheryte technologies. She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Let's return to the Rising Stones at once. We have much to discuss. I do always like it when they have voice acting. Hopefully they will continue. Moenbryda. Or Moenbryda? Moenbryda? It's one of those weird vowel sounds.
Moon! Gods, it's been ages!
Moon?
Oh, longer, sister.
A joyous reunion indeed.
Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
Yeah, she's a head taller than you.
Save in appearance and aptitude.
Everyone, if I could have your attention. We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Sharlayan to assist us. I bid Moenbryda join us here that she might share with us her extensive knowledge of aetherites. Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits. And nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
Oriange, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Unhand me.
I come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me. I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Go on.
Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned.
A deiform?
Save if thou, and no other, grantest my compeers thine aid.
You still haven't found it, then? Your missing aetherite?
We have not. No. We know that Iceheart teleported to an aetherite not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate the second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second aetherite to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
I'm sorry, but if the aetherite's been destroyed, then that's that. Although, you're absolutely sure she used the first aetherite, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that Iceheart used the aetherite.
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate. However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
And dangerous. Every person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process. They, however, did not have white aura sight at their disposal. I can use it to channel all the ether you can give me into the aetheryte. However, white aura sight cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand. Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than even odds of success. And if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Though it risked the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options. If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moenbryda's plan.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
Desynthesis skill game as a food item. Not one I had thought of. I've already informed Alpha Node of our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner Moenbryda described. He agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. He also said he wished to meet with you at Snowcloak before proceeding. I expect you'll find him waiting for you there when you arrive. I want you to know I appreciate everything you've done on our behalf, and that I have faith you'll return to us, as you always have. Okay, probably better just to leave from here. Then warp to Dragonhead. It's about the same distance either way. Da 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 da. Hey, Alfie. Good to see you, Ye. I was starting to wonder if you were having second thoughts. Captain Ilberd sends his regards, by the way. He attends to the interrogation of Aline Royale and Ulda even as we speak. But I'll not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, the others are waiting for us at the Aetheryte. After you, Sire. There, it's ready. It worked, I think. Try attuning the ether right now. Feel for the current and locate the beacon. We've done all we can. For now, let us withdraw. What, really? We're not going to go in? When your final preparations are complete, seek out the beacon we have created. If by the grace of the 12 you arrive safely, stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. Been a while since we fought a Primal. Actually, no, we just fought Ramu a few, and Leviathan. It hasn't been that long, never mind. We cannot ignore the possibility our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the ritual. If she succeeds, you have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and I would encourage you to call upon allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Moenbryda's experiment, but others will surely agree desperate times call for desperate measures. Before you assemble your party, speak with that knight. He has a message for you from Sir Emmerich. Sir Emmerich regrets he could not be here in person. He asks that I read you this letter. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need it is not her knight to stand poised to defend her. Yea, Talren, the warrior of light, savior of Eorzea, your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Helone bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. Shall we go and fail to heal this this duty over and over again? The Ak-Afa Insta-Q. 2 tanks, 2 healers. Ah, it's actually a large group. Good, let's be slack. We'll watch the movie, of course.
You should never have come here, warrior of light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down. We whom gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more. Oh, Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
Save me! Wow, that was fast. You leveled up from the challenge, not from the dungeon.
Fool. Blind, bloody fool. You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence. Mine is the righteous cause. You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you, following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of Light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the Keeper of the Lake. See with eyes unclouded. Do not squander Mother's gift. Feel. Think.
And so the vessel withdraws, a predictable outcome. Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased. How unfortunate.
By the 12, you're alive! I mean, of course you're alive. Why wouldn't you be? Isart did what? You're certain about that, are you? Dravanians are skilled with glamours. Look, if you say it's what you saw, I believe you. It's just I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see. No, fair enough. I was just asking. And now we're level 51, which is breaking the rules. I said I was not going to be level 51. That we were going to wait to do anything beyond 50 until we actually get to the next expansion. So, how are we to solve this? I guess we could level as a samurai for a bit. Sure. Actually, I wanted to test something. So we have this ability, the EI Jutsu. And depending on how many Sen we have, it does different things. But I don't know what those different things are. Like, is there a way to look at them? So it's Midare Setsugeki. Is it this one? It's these. Okay. So this is... delivers a critical hit. This is... delivers an... okay, I got it. That's the 2? Yeah, okay. That's what I was wondering. It's because in our AoE rotation, we can only get to 2 Sen. We don't have an ability that gives us the 3rd Sen. So when we're AoEing, we should only do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Well, let's continue. If you ask me, there's not to be gained from mulling over the... wait a minute. Did that say this quest is level 51? Let's save it for the Rising Stones. I'll get everyone to meet us there. Before that, best visit White Brim Front and speak with Alfie. He's probably worried sick about you. That, or he's busy playing politics. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No? Blurred vision? Oh, no reason. See you again soon. Let me just check. Is that quest? The road less traveled. Nope, it's level 50 still. Because if the quest was level 51, then we could just go on any level 51. Without violating my own internal rule set. Dum, bum, ba, da, 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 bum. Alfie. He's up with Lord Drillamon. And Emmerich. There she is, and none the worse for wear. Was there any doubt about the warrior of light would succeed? I think I speak for us all when I say I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you'd be so kind. Then we were too late to prevent the summoning. But not too late to prevent further loss of life, an outcome worthy of celebration, and one for which we have Gay to thank. You're right, of course, Sir Emmerich. We should be content with what we have accomplished. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat. The heretics have been routed. There is the matter of Iceheart's escape, but she can't run forever. Whether it takes days, weeks, moons, even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Drillamon, is the caravan ready? The supplies your men recovered have been prepared for transport in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured, my knights will see them safely to Revenant's Toll. Of that I have no doubt. I take it these are the self-same supplies the heretics stole from the House Fortome caravan. Less the crystals, which comprised the bulk of the shipment, yes. Scarcely a fraction of that which was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. On an unrelated note, yea, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonet? 'Tis not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took a half a dozen knights to restrain him, I'm told. Lord Hashafont. Men give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways. Do not think less of them. It occurred to me, I looked it all up, but I didn't actually check what the first one is. Higan Bana. Ah, it's a dot. Oh, interesting. So you don't just want to just do threes over and over again. You want to put the one up and then you want to do threes. Interesting. What's NP again? NP's our range. Yeah. And that's rear, and this is side. Okay. Sorry, we did not do this enough on the samurai to really get it into our heads. We need to do like another few dozen hours of it before it's like second nature to us. It doesn't help that I can't understand the words. It's all in Japanese or whatever. What are you thinking? Wagering your very being on a dubious theory which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well she could have sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway? And then engaging the abomination in mortal combat? By the Furie, 'tis the stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages. Would that I'd been there, to fight by your side. Yet here I was forced to wait, condemned to wonder at the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I'd not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. But you're here now, and that's what truly matters. Let's move on. Sir Emmerich wishes to have words with you and Master Alphanode in private. He awaits us in the intercessory. You know, it occurred to me, when we were doing all those hunts, we didn't have our chocobo out. Whoops.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks. Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Nautilon.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We, too, have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgardsormr could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Why are you saying this aloud, Alfie?
Choose your next words carefully.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's Toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orshafon, if you would be so kind.
Okay, that's the first you've heard his name, and it's apparently Orshafon. I've been saying Hashafont? Orshafon. Orshafon. Orshafon.
Certainly.
Orshafon.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
I'm walking away from my quest. It would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Iceheart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates a complete reappraisal of the primal threat, and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Guardian Empire believes Primals are an insufferable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to this very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine then if it became known it was not only the beast tribes that could summon Primals, but our civilized peoples as well. Any lingering objections to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. Where before we had to contend with a single Imperial legion, we could well find ourselves facing the combined might of all Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly. Come ye, it's better we continue this conversation in Mordona. I'm sure if, like, in between these quests I went around and talked to all of our friends, we'd get, like, a little bit of lore. We'd get some backgrounds and that kind of thing. But I'm, you know, I feel like I'm going slow enough reading it all out. But, I'm not gonna linger overly long. Let's go ahead and continue.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Kurthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it. Excellent. I shall summon the others at once. Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louisoir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogglmog XII was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
Okay. We're about to get a 110 weapon. Looks like we're going to go back to Ul'dah politics. But before we do, I need to get another drink. Be right back. And I am back. Alright. I mean to scour the annals for knowledge of Midgard Zoma. Given his great age, I dare say he appears in more than a few. Do you hear that commotion outside? Would you see if aught is amiss? Oops. Darn, okay. It happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. She'd been placed in a cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain, along with 2 guards. It is plain she received inside help, so Royale escaped. Citizens report seeing Royale quitting the city via the Gate of Nald with a bloodied spear in hand. She makes for Castrum Meridianum, I'm certain of it. With her fate in Eorzea as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilberd and the First are hot upon Royale's heels. Make haste to Camp Blue Fog and join the hunt. I thought we were going to go to Midgard somewhere. But apparently we have to do research first. My thanks for coming, Scion. I've spoken with the soldiers here. They say Royale walked through the camp not a bell ago. She walked right through. You did not mishear. We have Raban's decision to keep the matter secret to thank for that. Bad for morale, he said. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made any attempt to detain her. And so here we are. Royale must not be allowed to reach Castrum Meridianum. I could be saying her name wrong. I don't really know how to. I mean, it's a weird name, and I find that often I am saying the names incorrectly. Oh, okay. This wretch was with Royale. He threw himself at us that his mistress might escape. She didn't blink when we cut him down, not even when he started screaming. Nor loyalty even to her own, the goddamn harpy. With me, Scion, we almost have her. I guess I probably shouldn't hit that one. So noisy. I can barely hear. Look at that. You're almost done. There you go. Enter. Do it tight. Good work, men. She and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. Behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. People looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you fallen so low. What would you know of low? You, a spoiled little lordling who's never known any want. People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think it's your God's given right to rule over others. You know not of our plight, the injustice that we lowborn Ishgardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to do to survive. Stealing, killing, even whoring myself. It's no fault of mine if fools imagined me a paragon when I joined the Flames. To hear you tell it, one would think you're the only person ever to have suffered. In case you've forgotten, Raban himself was born into poverty, as was I. We lived hand to mouth with little more than shirts on our backs. Hunger was our constant companion. Yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge others their fortunes. We accepted the hand we'd been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, aye, but no matter what fate threw at us, we took it on the chin and came back for more. Everything we have, we fought for. How are we any different then? 'Tis true, we're both mercenaries of lowly birth, and 'tis true we both had our fair share of struggles. But whereas I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, it's that you never betray your own. I'd sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. But enough talk. You'll return to Ul'dah to face justice, and the people whose trust you've dragged through the gutter. Bit of foreshadowing there. Not so much as a hint of remorse. 'Tis well that this sordid business is finally at an end. A friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope that we've chosen our own allies more wisely than Raban chose his.
I have heard. Truly bothersome business. No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Raban. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the Blades watch him and the Flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace. Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while. Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
Captain Ilbert and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstances of her miraculous escape. When we've completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General Raban. And that shall be the end of it. Your work here is done, my friend. My thanks. But I have one task for you. Return to the Rising Stones and apprise Moenbryda of all that's happened. I'm aware the antecedent hold Rael in high regard. For better or worse, she'll want to know how this tale ends. Lots of lore today. They're really progressing the plot a lot. Not so much of the, you know, go talk to these kids for a moment. But maybe we're about to hit something like that. A tension reliever.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alphino. To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean...
Huayu?
I know not what to say.
Flame Marshal Huayu. Wow, I got that one really wrong. But really? Her name is Huayu? But that... How'd you go from that to Huayu? Maybe it's Ryu? Oh, that...
Together with Robon, Eline lent us much needed aid at the time of our Order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Ascians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled. My thanks for coming, friends. Moenbryda, the floor is yours.
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with white auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Ascian souls. Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Ascian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Habrea.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether. Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Habrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Heidelin placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands. Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that she will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Heidelin did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Oh, what if we had 2 pieces of white orosite? One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
'Twould seem more research is in order.
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the orosite. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands. Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Val. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
Aye, yet the mystery endeth not with the isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
All indications suggest Ascian involvement, but I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God. We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu.
Huayu.
Right hand.
I mean, that you said it pretty clearly. Huayu. How do you turn R-O-A-I into Hawaii? And then L-L-E into U? Hawaii. I mean, could it be like, it's supposed to be like Raul? I don't know. Hawaii.
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald. But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the media project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling. and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the Primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more Primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the Calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Varus Zos Galvus. So he was Huayu's true master.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea.
The Monitorists, of course.
In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
Seven hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or Monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with that, I take my leave.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune. How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, Monetarist scum! Your crimes will not go unpunished! One day I will purge this land of your sickness! Before the eyes of the 12, I swear it!
shall have no further need of you this day. Your Grace. I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Ever since he proposed the Cartiner Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The monetarists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs. Yet now is not the time to be bickering among ourselves.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the Syndicate?
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the Syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents. This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away. Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly. Were Lord Lolorito here, he would doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
A ruler is required to take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped. But as you have informed us, the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve. In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Ul'dah whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the Immortal Flames only makes matters worse. Even accounting for Ul'dah's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Rauban.
Eorzea can ill afford for the Immortal Flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Ul'dah.
The true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few. The monetarists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends. For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people. For Ul'dah to move forward, it is not only the Syndicate that must be dissolved.
Nay, you jest.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Rauban to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Ul'dah.
Your Grace, are you certain of this?
There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Ul'dah will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people. Ropan, forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
Things are definitely heating up. And look at this, I cannot accept this next quest. Is it level 51? This quest is not available yet. Dungeon requirement, the Bowl of Embers hard, the Naval hard, the Howling Eye hard. Okay, it's still level 50 though, right? Yeah. Okay. I don't have that. So I guess we have to go back to... I guess we have to go back to Waking Sands? Dum, 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 dum. Orion J! What's your quest? Okay, so that requires me to do the Bowl of Embers. And apparently we have Shiva. Probably hard mode Shiva. Whirl of a Time is hard mode Leviathan. What's hard mode Bowl of Embers? Or do I already have... I thought I didn't have it already, but maybe I'm wrong. Karn, Wanderer's Palace, Ultima's Bane. I should just abandon this. Stone Vigil, Hullbreaker Isle, Hall. Well, how do I do... I mean, I guess I have access to it, I just don't have a quest for it, maybe? Yeah, I have access to it. Just no quest for it. Okay, well, before we queue up for this, I'm gonna run and go refresh myself real quick. Be right back. Alright, here we go. Oh, Ishtola's here. And Papalimo, I guess. But they're also over in Rising Stones. This was only a single party last time. Ooh. Ouch. So there'll be a nail at some point, right? I'm gonna save my thing for that. There's a lot of nails. That's new. Yay! Ooh. Actual loot. Now we can take this one. Garuda Awakening. I hear you've triumphed over Ifrit. Of course, this is no less a feat than I would expect a warrior of light, but well done all the same. I had a mind to crack open a bottle of 1547 Bacchus, but the celebration must keep. Garuda has also returned. As you well know, Garuda's appetite for destruction exceeds that of other primals. Not to dishearten you, in her latest incarnation, that appetite has become nigh insatiable. In the short time since her return, she's already wreaked tremendous havoc. Send her back to the ether before she can do more damage. When you previously faced Garuda, 'twas the Enterprise that bore you through the storm that shielded her domain. That storm is as a spring breeze beside what she's raised this time. No airship could hope to penetrate it. We must count ourselves fortunate that Order of the Twin Adder discovered a beastman aetherite leading to the Howling Eye. Before you do aught else, pay a visit to the Adder's Nest. Okay. But I don't need just that one. I also need what's his name? Titan. Do I already have that one unlocked? Oh, I've got like check marks next to these, saying I've done them once. And no, I don't have it unlocked. I don't have the high version of the naval. Okay. Let's grab these two also. Lord of the world, slain at thy hand, 'twas a deed both heroic and historic, a tale to be told down the ages. The terror of Indigo Deep did slumber but briefly in the ethereal sea. The Maelstrom hath assured me with unhappy certitude, Leviathan doth stir from the abyss once more. Should this indeed prove the case, we face a most troubling and chilling predicament. The Lord of the world is a voracious being, not less than a treasure trove of crystals, would serve to lure the entity back to our plane of existence. 'Tis folly to believe the sea-bound beastman could gather such a haul with impossible alacrity. The Sahagin have been entertaining Asian guests. A threat of unprecedented magnitude now loometh over limbs of the Minza. Take thee thy swiftest road to Maelstrom Command. By thy high deeds were the people of Kurthus spared certain doom at the hands of a deiform entity. Yet if the missive we received from Lord Dramon of House Durandare speaketh true, would seem the hard-won respite hath come and gone. Recovering from her wounds, the Lady Iceheart hath joined the struggle against Ishgard. 'Tis said her disciples have already claimed to a hoard of crystals. A hoard far exceeding quantity but recently wrested from the caravans of House Phaton. 'Tis all but certain the heretic's mistress intendeth to call upon Saint Shiva once more. Alright, go to talk to Drillamon. Nothing else here, so... First of all... Maelstrom Command and Gridania. Let's go to Maelstrom first. There's so many people here. I prefer Ul'dah, but it seems like Limsa is the main hub that people spend their time at. Yea, of the Scions, you are as ever a welcome sight at Maelstrom Command. Our worst fears are realized. Leviathans return to threaten our shores. We didn't think it possible for the Fishbacks to summon their rapacious god without a considerable longer period of preparation, but there can be no mistake. Prior to contacting Urian J, we received a report detailing the most complete destruction of a merchant fleet upon the open sea. Only one vessel managed to limp into port, bearing the decidedly unwelcome news of Leviathan's resurgence. The massive waves the entity leveled against the ships dwarfed anything we've ever seen the Primal Command before. Should he unleash a tidal wave of similarly empowered proportions, Limsa would be scraped from this island like a barnacle from a hole. It's with such dread imaginings in mind that I bid you sail forth to slay the Lord of the World yet again. Our strategy remains unchanged. The world leaders are already being prepared. Make your way to the Moenbryda dry docks once your own preparations are complete. And what do you want me to do? Okay, you want me to do a Sahaga and Beast quest, but I don't want to bother. And it looks like this is just going to unlock. We're not going to actually have to do it. Not yet, at least. I mean, maybe there'll be a break later on where we need to do it before we can progress to something else. Storm Surgeons Sternlona at your service. The world leader's loaded and ready. I'll give the signal for the towing vessel to depart as soon as you're aboard. Leviathan was sighted some distance from the coast, should be more than enough time to build up to ramming speed. The entire crew is willing to lay down their lives to ensure you reach your target. You just concentrate on skewering that overgrown sea serpent. Yep. Alright. To Gridania now. It's right here, isn't it? And you're telling me to go fight Odin. As you already know, the accursed Ixtal have summoned Garuda once more. Since her return, she's wasted no time unleashing her fury upon the region. Extensive damage has been reported in both Twelveswood and Kurthis. She must be stopped, and soon. In the name of the Elder Seedseer, I humbly request you put an end to her reign of terror. Garuda keeps her court within the Howling Eye, which is perpetually protected by a raging tempest. We have learned of an alternate way into her domain. The Ixtal have constructed an aetheryte within Nataland, their stronghold in Kurthis. Okay. We'll go do the one to the west first. Come give me hugs, she says. I mean, you know, she in quotes. My gratitude for your timely return, Ye. Would that it were under better circumstances. Our efforts to contain the heretic threat in the western highlands beyond Snowcloak have suffered a grievous setback. In order to support expeditions further afield, we sought to establish an outpost in the heretic's former fortress. Under guard, our craftsmen began necessary improvements. For a time, all proceeded according to plan. The building work had scarce begun when Iceheart's minions descended upon the fortress from all directions. If I were to guess, I would say that they had deliberately delayed their attack until sufficient supplies had been delivered. I do not begrudge my men their decision to flee. By all accounts, it would have been a slaughter. Any survivors condemned to a fate worse than death at the hands of their leader. By abandoning our crystal stores, we've given the heretics the means to summon their patron saint. I beseech you, Ye, slayer of the gods of the beastmen, who banished once before the demon who threatens us now, lend us your strength, infiltrate Snowcloak, and put an end to Iceheart's machinations. Thank you, my friend. I pray you can stop her before she completes her ritual. I have faith you can defeat Shiva should it come to that. This one looks like we might actually have to do it, you know, because the quest marker is it's the continue button. It's not the check mark. So it probably isn't going to just unlock. It'll probably unlock and then say, and then go and do it. It's an honor, madam. When you're ready, I'll lead you through the tunnels to the aetheryte. We should not be troubled by heretics or beasts along the way, so you may concentrate solely on the task at hand. May the Fury grant you the strength to strike down that heathen witch once and for all. Yeah, they want me to do it. Should we queue up for it? Why not? Let's see how long it would take. "12 minutes. That's not bad. I didn't think we need to do these summons again, but apparently they're part of the. Well, they're not part of the MSQ. They're blocking for the MSQ. Oh, 15 minutes now. Oh, interesting. Do I not actually have to do it? Because now this changed. See, it used to say in for a Garuda Awakening, now it's saying a Titan spot. Which is, and it's directing me back towards Waking Sands. So maybe we don't actually need to do it? Or maybe I'm wrong about it attracting me to Waking Sands. I don't remember whether it was to complete this quest or to actually kill the boss. We might have to check back in with Moenbryda. Okay, and I can't even accept this yet. Okay, Ishtola requires me to complete the Howling Eye. Interesting, they have me do it in a different order. So in the, you know, when we were leveling up, we did Ifrit and then Titan and then Garuda. But now we have to do Ifrit, then Garuda, then Titan. It's a little weird. I'm going to drop out of this queue. Because I don't really care about this. This is the one, right? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, and while we have some time, let's do our favorite thing to do, inventory management. What is it? Oh, okay, yeah. So this unique gear that we got when we started as the new class, maybe we should maybe we should keep that around, even though it's, you know, not that good. Yep. Like, these were actually still using it. I wish there was a way to be able to tell which of my classes is using that. Like, I'm assuming that's my rogue, and I don't know what this is. Maybe that's my, my marauder? I don't know. I hate to throw away stuff that we might use on other classes. You know? Which is one of the reasons I want to get them up, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Once everyone's level 50, we know we'll never need this gear again. This is taking a while. I thought this would be. I thought we'd be through it by now. But apparently not. Four minutes, less than 5 minutes. But we're still in a party with, you know, 003. Well, I'm kind of at a loss. I'm just waiting around, kind of. Trying to use my time productively. So I'm using this bow over that bow? Really? I guess so. 58, 53. Even though its item level is so much higher. So this is what our gladiator is using right now. I'm not even looking. I should be to see if I put any materia in these that we'd want to pull out before we desynth it. There is one in there, but that's what we use. Just got to keep that in mind. This is taking a long time. Here, I'm just gonna pause it until it queues, and then, you know, web browse. Here we go. By the way, if you want other websites to or other YouTube channels to watch, I strongly recommend Cracking the Cryptic. They do Sudoku solves of really complex puzzles. They're fun. I guess that's what we're supposed to do. I have no idea what's happening. Ouch. There's other things. Do I care about them? Maybe? All right. I somehow got her commendation. Alright, and now Ishtola's going to give us this one. So both Ifrit and Garuda are now vanquished by your hands. Truly you've earned yourself a rest. Would that you had the luxury of time to enjoy it. It pains me to say Titan has also returned, and with a vengeance. As was the case with his primal brethren, he's grown stronger than he was before. When I went about my investigation, all indications suggested the kobolds were nowhere near ready to resume their summoning rites. It turns out they were deceiving us. I should have known better. The kobold subterranean domain runs deep. They can easily hoard crystals without being none the wiser, and a vast hoard it must have been. Till now, Garuda was the most powerful among the three. But according to our readings, Titan has usurped that honor. A primal's might is determined by two factors: the amount of crystals it has gorged upon, and the fervor of its believers. I'd like nothing more than to measure precisely how strong the Lord of Crags has become. I fear the time for such prudence has run out. We've already received an official request for assistance from the Maelstrom. As you might expect, it's addressed to you. For your previous encounter with Titan, you traveled to his domain by way of the Aetheryte first discovered by the Company of Heroes. Sad to say, this Aetheryte no longer seems to respond. Do not despair, for the Maelstroms reportedly found another. You'll want to speak with Commander Ricky at Maelstrom Command. Here, let me get this one out of the way. Should be. Did I unpause it? I did. Good. That would have been embarrassing. What are you? Ah, Blue Mage. Which my understanding is kind of a joke class. Like you can't even, you can't like level. Or maybe, I don't know what the deal is, but it's like a just for fun class. Not something to take seriously. Your presence is most welcome. I'm chagrined we must turn to you again to lay Titan low. No doubt this is yesterday's news to you, but the Lord of Crags has returned, more ferocious and formidable than he was before. We cannot fathom how the kobolds were able to obtain such vast stores of crystals in so short a time. We'll learn the answer in the coming moons, but first things first. We need you to vanquish Titan before he and the kobolds have a chance to wreak havoc on limbs of the Minza. You felled the Primal before, and we believe you can emerge victorious once more. There's a new Aetheryte that will take you to the navel. It's deep within the Ugamaru mines. Make haste, alright? Ooh. What am I hitting? Oh, it's into the mines. Where's the entrance? There. Closed. There we go. I could probably get in faster if I white maged it up. But 5 minutes is 5 minutes. It's not a hardship. Just a bit of a wait. But again, I don't want to bother finding useful things to do in the meantime, so I am just going to wait a moment. Be right back. Finally! That took forever! Or at least a good 15 minutes. Forgot about that mechanic. Bomb boulders. Do I need to kill these? Probably. Maybe not. Titan's heart. Oh dear. I am dead. That might not have been a good time to accept a res. No, it worked out. Oh no, it's these boulders again. Oh, I get it. I get it. It's a sequence. I cannot carry any more poetics. I better spend some. So let me just check that. My currencies. So yeah, I've got 2,000. We can only have 2,000. Or is it 2,000 per... No, 2,000 total. And the weeklies are over there. This week we only have 450 a week. So we need to spend some poetics with Rowena? Wow, that's expensive. So no, not these. Artifact equipment. Oh, okay. So this is trading and stuff. Okay, this is not what I'm looking for. And one of these people. It seems these are not the right places. Oh, maybe this. Maybe this. A script exchanger? No, I don't have yellow script. Here we are. We can spend Poetics to get level 110 weapons. Well, I'm thinking maybe we should get something like these, like the class we don't have yet. This one, Quicksilver. Let's just buy that. Who knows if it's a good idea, but at least now we're not capped. Okay, let's see if we can accept the next quest from Infilia now. Looks like we can. But should we? I don't think I should. I think we'll go ahead and call it here. And then tomorrow we'll proceed. Because if they were... apparently they were blocking us from doing something. So maybe it's going to be pretty... You know, it's going to have requirements to it. Because they wanted me to do those encounters before proceeding with the MSQ. So maybe the MSQ is about to get more serious. And I certainly don't want to hit the end of it when we're already 3 hours into an episode. So, okay, thank you everyone for watching. Till tomorrow.